Hello, thank you for joining us. Welcome to Nationwide. I'm Ruth Aguele. African member countries of the International Police Organization, Interpol, are meeting in Abuja for the 10th Africa Working Group on Cybercrime. Francis Form reports that the meeting is to review progress and measures in addressing contemporary cybercrime threats.
Cybercrime is a major problem that cuts across all continents of the world. As such, enhancing interregional cooperation to combat cybercrime is the objective of this gathering of heads of cybercrime units of the 54 Africa member countries.
Remember, you are not alone. Together as a unified force, we have the power to outmaneuver even the most sophisticated adversaries. Let us seize this opportunity to share knowledge, collaborate and strengthen our collective defences.
Please come with a model of training to leverage on these institutions so that people will come in, African countries and beyond can come in to learn from the facilities that we have.
Minister of Police Affairs and the Inspector General of Police in separate messages say the federal government of Nigeria is committed to strengthen the capacity of law enforcement agencies in the fight against cybercrimes.
Let us leverage the expertise and resources of Interpol to build a united front against cybercrime and enthrone sanity in the digital realm.
The Nigerian police force has recorded a significant milestone in the fight against cybercrime.
We are working together to make sure that trends, modus operandi are understood.
For us to come together to discuss, I consider it critical.
The issue of terrorist financing, money laundering, and the traces of terrorist fighters, where they reside, and those who commit crime against the financial institutions are also expected to be uncovered and solution profiled. Francis from NTA News.
The need for more presence of government in local government areas across the country has been re-echoed on NTA's Good Morning Nigeria. Well, the guests believe this will checkmate growing local demand for small arms and weapons. Lydia Sampson reports.
Criminals are purely criminals who perpetrate criminalities irrespective of differences. Citizen participation in identification of criminals and criminal sympathizers, Guest Good Morning Nigeria says, must be prioritized without sentiments and emotions.
Now, most of our people have become informants to criminals. Do you know why it is so? Government instruments of controlling the population, like we in the police, when we join, they want to call information money that used to be available to DPO, to area commander. Is that information money you give to people to give you information about what is happening in the society? Now, if security agents are no longer having information money, bandits are now giving information money to our villagers. Therefore, as your troop take off from the state capital, going towards the local government, as soon as vehicle passes, they will call them. They say they are coming.
We should try to ensure that the average person is encouraged to be more patriotic, one, by reporting, two, by observation, three, by participating also.
Almost all the government ministries, departments and agencies that have responsibility for security are also contributing to that. So the police, as an example, from time to time would mop up small arms and light weapons.
Security experts insist conducting an audit on small arms and light weapons is sacrosanct. They also suggested the arrest of local weapon producers, reorientation of the citizens to do away with the militarization of their psyche, that they must own weapons to feel safe.
We have recorded a lot of success in terms of reduction of attack and fatality. And of course, the arms mopping from the ex-terrorists and other criminal elements is getting increased.
The kind of Africa we desire in our hearts, the peaceful Africa, the developing Africa, the focused Africa, then is good governance.
They urge government to ensure deployment of technology in border management and tracking of illicit weapons. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
The House of Representatives Committee on Defense has commenced its investigative hearing into the killings of 17 military personnel at Okwama community of Urobo Kingdom in Ughelli South local government area of Delta State. Tessie Koka reports.
The House Committee on Defense, led by the chairman Babajima Benson, led other members to the Delta State Governor Sheriff Oborowori to intimate him on their mission.
It is in the light of this unfortunate event that the House of Representatives at its plenary on March 19 debated a motion on the matter and resolved that this committee should investigate the incident and report back to the House for further legislative actions.
Nigeria expects a lot from this committee. I have full confidence that this committee will do justice. We believe in justice.
Thereafter, moved to Government House Annex Warri, venue of the public hearing. However, the representatives of the Okwama community did not show up, as their absence was attributed to fear of the unknown. Chairman House Committee on Defense Babajima Benson told journalists that the committee will visit Okwama subsequently when they are fully furnished with information. The essence of the public hearing is to ensure that all parties are adequately given fair hearing. In Warri, Tessie Koka, NTA News.
It's have been made by stakeholders to ensure the safe return of the people of Okwama in Ughelli South local government area of Delta State. We'll join our correspondent now, Tessie Koka, who is standing by in Asaba to give us an update on that issue. Tessie, please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Ruth. Okwama community in Ewu Kingdom, Ughelli South local government area of Delta State. I've been on the media space lately, but after the crisis that took the life of the 17 military officers and personnel, the governor of Delta State, Sheriff Oborowori, I would like to tell you, Ruth, that he was there for the first time a few weeks ago to see things for himself, and he did assure the people of Okwama of their safe return and peaceful return, that government is solidly behind them. And then the House Committee on Defense, led by Benson, he was here at the government house, and they did told the governor that they are solidly behind the state government in the fight in restoring peace to that area. And of course, he went ahead to the government house annex in Warri. Their mission there was to actually hear from the people of Okwama first-hand information for them to tell their own story, because there will be stories all over the media space telling people what happened and what did not happen, and people are not quite sure of the actual incident, and they want the Okwama people to actually come there to tell their story. But unfortunately, they didn't come in person. The House Committee Chairman did told us, like you heard in that report, that they are bringing their memorandum. Even though they are not coming physically, they will bring their memorandum. And at the end of the day, they will see to the peaceful return of the people of Okwama. And Ruth, I would like to tell you again that the Delta State governor went ahead, to inaugurate a 12-man committee on rehabilitation and settlement for them to bring back the people of Okwama back to live their normal life again. And that is what the state government has done so far. And also, Ruth, let me remind you quickly that when that incident happened, some persons were declared wanted by the military, and the king of Ewu Kingdom, Ogenerukewe, ready first. Yes, I'll get Ikolo Orukbe, the first, was in government house that to thank the governor for his release by the military officers. He was released and he came back, and he also said himself and other monarchs were in government house to assure the state government that the people of Okwama will come back peacefully and return and live their normal life again in Ughelli South, local government area of Delta State.
Well, thank you so much, Tessie. You've captured it all, and most importantly, from what you're telling us, those concerns, authorities concerned, are putting in efforts to ensure sanity is restored in that community. Thank you very much, Tessie.
Thank you, Ruth.
All right, we turn to other issues. The House of Representatives is taking a campaign against drug abuse and other social vices to grassroots for it to be reduced to the barest or totally eradicated. Well, as part of this strategy, the House Committee on Women Affairs organized a 2-day national conference on women sensitization for North Central in Mina, Niger State. Let's hear from Mohammed Rabiu Ali.
Seated here are representatives of women from the North Central rubbing minds on how to address menace of insecurity, drug abuse, trafficking in persons, violence against children and women, among other disturbing issues. The community participation stakeholder support workshop is also aimed at mainstreaming the women folks for greater monitoring and lead to the success of the campaign for a better society.
As we all are aware that actually if you build a woman, indirectly we are building a nation. And they say all charity begins at home. So therefore, I challenge and I encourage our men to support our women.
On our part as legislature, we are working assiduously using the tools available to us, which is legislative interventions, to ensure that all these vices are reduced to the barest minimum, if not eliminated or eradicated completely.
Speakers at the event are of the view that until and unless all and sundry come together with one voice, the menace of social vices will continue to be a problem in the country.
There is need, however, to increase investment in prevention programs that target vulnerable groups, including women, young children, schools and communities as well.
In line with our mandate, we have been conducting sensitization exercises, psychosocial and vocational skills training for young women and girls who have been rehabilitated.
Participants agreed the 2-day conference will open up new ways and reach resolutions that will be of benefit in surmounting identified challenges. The campaign is expected to reach other geopolitical zones of the country. Mohammed Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
At this juncture, we have to get to Lagos to join Michael. He'll bring the next set of reports for us. Michael.
Thank you, Ruth. The current fuel scarcity that resurfaced in some parts of the country last week has continued to bite harder in Lagos. Bolaji Akin reports that motorists are now going through a difficult time before they could fuel their vehicles.
Moving around Lagos metropolis shows that most filling stations are without premium motor spirit, popularly referred to as petrol. NTA News observed that most motorists that could not withstand the contest of a pint made use of jerry cans to get the fuel and later emptied it into their vehicles. To some of the motorists, the cause of the scarcity is unknown.
6 hours to 7 hours, 6:30. Check it now, this is almost to 1. And I'm still going to office. Why? These lines don't move at all.
It took me like an hour plus. I couldn't get fuel at that moment. Now I have to come here. I still another 1 hour plus to be able to get fuel here.
Every month, one new problem. We are used to it, but we are praying to God that the situation should improve.
Motorists, however, called for immediate steps to make the product available for the masses.
You should give order. Any filling station that have fuel, if you are not selling, they should seize the license of the filling station.
I never still get hope, so I go buy petrol. See, I enter inside the pump, enter inside my vehicle, I will get hope. But for now, I'll never get hope.
It was also observed that the directive for all dispensing filling stations to maintain a single lane into their filling station was either not or partially complied with, as the effect of the long queue in most filling stations deprived many Lagos residents of getting to their respective locations at reasonable time. In Lagos, Bolaji Akim, NTA News.
The federal government will continue to implement its developmental programs and projects taking into cognizance humanitarian and environmental well-being of the community where these projects are cited. Minister of Works David Umahi stated this on his Day 2 inspection of the commencement of Lagos-Calabar coastal highways. Larry Bilei has details.
Minister of Works continues his inspection of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, monitoring the realignment of the road project befitting the vision behind the initiative. He explains some decisions made after the inspection.
We have done a lot of the alignment, not considering whether the alignment was following the gazetted, right of way. We are looking at, the feelings of the people, and we're looking at economic values by making sure that as much as possible we follow the coast and also follow the right of way that are legally within the right of way of the federal government.
He appreciated the commitment of major stakeholders involved in the highway construction with an assurance that the work will be completed within the time frame. David Umahi revealed other projects that the federal government is willing to embark on soon.
And I'm happy that Mr. President has also directed me to start the immediate design of the Sokoto-Badagry Coastal Highway. No, this one is not coastal, but it's a spur of the Coastal Highway. And that one is 1,000 kilometers. We've started the design, and I'm very sure that as soon as FEC approves it, we will be starting, at Sokoto sign, which is going to be the 0 point.
The minister says demolition and compensation will continue as the project progresses. In Lagos, Lanre Bilayi, NTA News.
Those are the reports from Lagos. Nationwide, we continue after this break. Do stay.
Good to have you there. Kogi State Command Federal Road Safety Corps has announced plans to collaborate with other security agencies in prosecuting those responsible for the recent auto crash on the Okene bypass of Lokoja-Abuja Highway, which resulted in a loss of 19 lives this Sunday that passed. The sector commander of the Corps in Kogi State, Samuel Sunday Oyedeji, emphasized the need for this action to serve as deterrent to other road users navigating roads in the state. Solomon Ayedehi reports.
Like the bus was coming from Kano, and you see the time it happened here. That means he traveled throughout the night. And the truck is coming from Port Harcourt, and he had problem here. So you can find out that you will see that definitely the two vehicles traveled throughout the night.
Mr. Oyedeji, describing the road mishap, particularly on Kogi route, as one too many, also slammed the crash at Okene bypass on the Okene-Lokoja highway. The violation of wrongful overtaking and route one way by the Dangote truck with registration number NSH 680 HS resulted in a collision with a commercial Toyota Hiace bus. The impact of the collision resulted in a fire inferno that burned the victims to death. A total of 22 people, all male, were involved in the fatal accident that claimed 19 lives, left one injured while 2 survived. The corpses of the deceased victims have been deposited at Okene General Hospital.
What we want to do now is to prosecute the drivers. By the time we prosecute 1 or 2 and they are jailed, definitely it will serve as a deterrent to others in Kogi State.
He urged motorists to be safety conscious and obey traffic rules and regulations, promising to sustain ongoing sensitization initiatives in public places to reduce road crashes and deaths on Kogi roads. In Lokoja, Solomon Ayedehi, NTA News.
All right, from Lokoja, let's find out what's happening in Port Harcourt as we join Jenny Bassi. Jenny?
Thank you very much, Ruth. Good evening and welcome. Sustainable Development Goal SDG was adopted by the United Nations in September 2015 as a holistic approach towards the implementation of socio-economic policies to end all forms of poverty, protect the planet, and ensure prosperity for everyone by 2030. However, 9 years down the line, how well is Nigeria's scorecard in implementing the SDG global targets? Chidebere Onya will tell us more.
The Led by the principle of leaving no one behind, the SDGs consist of 17 thought-provoking goals formulated to replace the Millennium Development Goals. Interestingly, Nigeria was among the 193 United Nations member countries that signed to its implementation in 2015. Now in its 9th year, the drive towards reviewing the perceived bottlenecks that could hinder the achievement of the set goals is of top priority more than ever. Analysts are of the opinion that the prospects of Nigeria attaining the objectives outlined in the SDGs is bleak and need to be addressed urgently.
17-point agenda that the SDG is to address are fundamental problems confronting humanity. And to solve this problem, we need to deal with the issue of poverty, we need to deal with the issue of illiteracy.
In the 17 of these goals, how many have the government of Nigeria take it holistically? So most of the 17 goals are in comatose, most of them. However, they are struggling and clawing how to meet up, because I also know that this meeting was made to uplift the African countries.
Despite notable areas of improvement in some sectors of the economy, the call for key actors to tinker on ways for the nation to achieve more meaningful progress before its 2030 expiration date resonates.
I think that we need to create a robust information system so that awareness will increase.
As the target date for the achievement of the SDGs draws closer, it is becoming clearer that individuals and private bodies have a key role to play in generating and implementing solutions that will hasten the process of achieving the global targets for a better tomorrow. In Port Harcourt, Chidiebere Onyia, NTA News.
The management of NTA Port Harcourt Network Center, led by the Zonal Director Evelyn Wosu, has condoled with His Royal Highness King Apollos Chu over the demise of his wife, Queen Njideka Apollos Chu, describing her death as a painful loss to the royal family, the Nchia Eleme, and Rivers State at large. Ijomo Gweke reports.
The heart-wrenching news of the passing of Queen Njideka Apollos Chu came to the management of NTA Port Harcourt as a surprise, given the fact that Queen Njideka was full of life and supportive to the activities of the Royal Palace and Eleme community. Zonal Director, NTA Port Harcourt Network Center, Dr. Evelyn Wosu, who expressed her condolence, says the entire NTA Port Harcourt grieved with the King and Eleme Kingdom over the loss of their beloved wife.
We decided as a family to come first to tell you that we share your pain. For somebody who's family-minded, the loss we know must have been very deep. But for a positive-minded person, we know you're also seeing beyond this loss. And then to let you know that the NTA Port Harcourt family share your pains, and we've come to condole with the entire kingdom.
The king, who is yet to come out of the shock of the death that cut short the life of his queen at the age of 52, appreciated NTA for extending the good hands of friendship at this moment of grief.
That kind of personalities that I miss. What do I do? The death had come. Death didn't give me opportunity to run around, take her to here, to here. It is easier to counsel person, console person, say try. But it's beyond that. The way I carry the pain, sometimes I understand that. Do you really understand what I am going through?
Queen Njideka Apollos Chu died on Thursday, 11th April 2024, after a brief illness. From Eleme, Ijomu Gweke, NTA News.
And that's it from Port Harcourt. It's now back to Ruth in Abuja.
Many thanks, Jenny. Government will continue to provide the enabling environment for pupils and students to work closely with schools for the country to be technology-driven. Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Mamman, said this while welcoming and presenting awards to the students who won the USA World Robotics Festival and Rwanda International First Lego League Championship. Commending the efforts of the students, the minister said the field of robotics is highly developed platform facility that provides solution to numerous challenges. Professor Mamman agreed that winning the competition shows the capability of not just those who won, but Nigerian youths in general, who he says need support and push to excel in any field they are exposed to.
Our current policy focuses on nurturing the young ones from primary school right through to be exposed to technology. We want them to be exposed to critical thinking. We want them to be exposed to collaboration and teamwork. It's one of the major activities or attribute of what you have done is teamwork.
And agrees that winning the competition shows the capability. Okay, I think I took that before. Students of Federal Government College Ekeru came first out of 8 African countries that participated in the regional competition in Kigali, Rwanda, while Federal Girls Government College Oyo picked 26th position out of 230 participants in Texas, USA. A performance that is adjudged to be noble, coming from the first to have represented the country. And still from the education scene, professionals in the basic education subsector have been charged on quality assurance, a mechanism that will serve as components for the teaching and learning process. This was at a meeting by Universal Basic Education Commission, UBEC, and State Universal Basic Education Board, SUPEB, quality assurance officers to deliberate and ensure that school services consistently meet the set standards and ensure teaching materials are relevant, appropriate, supportive, and effective for learners.
And its environment will lead to the achievement of the objectives of the schools. You are being called upon to strive to ensure that there is constant improvement and accountability in the school system.
We have the passion to work. We want to see that we achieve positive outcome through positive process that will bring out positive Nigerian child.
The meeting had in attendance representatives from the 36 states and the FCT. Participants are expected to use knowledge acquired to improve performance in the course of quality assurance in schools. As labor unions members across the country prepare to celebrate Workers' Day this coming Wednesday, calls for increase in wages echoed across the country, with workers appealing for salary increment, calling on tripartite committee to quickly reach an agreement for the immediate implementation of the minimum wage. Let's see that.
As Workers' Day celebration approaches to appreciate the hard work and dedication of Nigerian workers, many of them, like this secondary school teacher Lawal Sagir, are struggling to make ends meet.
The salary I'm collecting cannot cater the need of the family. The price of the commodities and things are always increasing.
I have to do a lot of side businesses, and it's still not meeting the needs.
Lawal and Ruth are pleading for a wage increase that will provide relief for their families.
Government should look into minimum wage. I think there's still deliberation about it.
Yes, the federal government has taken steps to explore avenues for salary adjustment. Ayuba Sleman is the chairman of the Nigerian Labour Congress Kaduna State chapter.
Workers are anticipating the pronouncement of the new minimum wage because we are all aware the committee set up by the federal government is already discussing. As of last week, or before the weekend, we have heard that they are trying to finalize the discussion.
The president just came in, he's not up to a year. He said he's here for the masses, he's here to make sure that everybody is happy. So he's working towards ensuring that all workers are also happy.
The labor union leaders are of the opinion that improving the living standard of workers is not just a matter of goodwill, but a necessity for the nation's prosperity. In Kaduna, I am Muhammad Marajingi, NTA News.
Well, this is a burning issue, so we have to join Mohammed Umar Ajingi in Kaduna live. Mohammed, going by your report, we want to hear from you. What's the mood like ahead of the celebration coming this Wednesday? And from your report, we're hearing expectations are really high among workers, and I'm sure you too.
The mood here in Kaduna State is that of excitement by the Nigerian workers that yet another year has come where they will all converge to celebrate the hard work, the dedication, the success recorded so far by the Nigerian workers who have been the backbone of prosperity and progress of this country, because they are the life wire when it comes to the progress and prosperity of Nigeria. They do most of the work in their offices. And in Kaduna State, the Nigerian Labour Congress chapter has lined up series of activities to mark this day to celebrate the Nigerian worker, ranging from a symposium on the eve of the day, which is going to be held at Umaru Musa Yar'Adua Hall here in Kaduna State, that lectures are expected to be delivered on how the Nigerian worker can manage his life to retire successfully, and of course how to do life after retirement to live a decent life. And on the D-Day, which is the May Day, they are expected to converge at the Umaru Musa Yar'Adua Hall, which is the Murtala Square, for the marching parade, where the labor union leaders are expected to deliver the speech. They are also expecting the Kaduna State Governor, Senator Obasani, to be here so that they will hear from him some of the plans he has for these Nigerian workers. Well, like you said, Ruth, there are high expectations, and there are really issues on ground because of the high rates of inflation in the country. The surge in the prices of goods and services in the market is stretching the budget of the Nigerian worker. Therefore, they are calling for an urgent attention for the government to conclude its negotiation with the labor unions for them to implement the minimum wage. And they have hope in the president. They said, Mr. President is a man of his word. They believe in him, that as he promised to give Nigerians living wage, he will surely give Nigerian workers a living wage, not a minimum wage, for all of them to smile. And that is the situation here. We're all looking forward for this great day on Wednesday, Ruth.
Yes, indeed, Mohammed, if you can see me, I'm also smiling because it's the era of renewed hope mantra. So we're all expectant as Nigerian workers. Thank you very much, Mohammed, and keep up the good work.
Much, Ruth.
All right, and still on labor issues, labor unions in Nigeria have been reminded of the provisions of the law that says once processes to address sources of grievances have been activated, industrial action should be suspended. Now, this is coming from the president of the National Industrial Court of Nigeria, Justice Benedict Kanyip, at the 2024 Pre-May Day lecture conveyed by the Nigerian Labour Congress. Let's hear from Ignatius Ongwa.
Workers' Day, 1st of May, marks a significant event for labor unions across the country. It's been a tradition that days before the day, Nigerian Labour Congress always convene a lecture where the theme of the Workers' Day is dissected. The people first, as the theme for the 2024 May Day, captures the centrality of the people in labor movement.
Because where our people are comfortable, they will give us the grace and build the morale of the workers to put input.
That behind every policy decision, every labor reform, and every negotiation table, there are real people, workers, families, communities, whose lives are deeply impacted.
The thrust of the 2024 Pre-May Day lecture was on labor laws and trade unions in Nigeria, and the theme of the 2024 May Day, the people first. President of the National Industrial Court of Nigeria, Justice Benedict Kanyip, made critical clarifications on labor jurisprudence, especially as regards industrial action.
The key point to note in this regard is that by Section 18(1) of the TDA, once any of the dispute resolution processes has been activated, Both strikes and lockouts must be called off. As notorious as this point is, experience shows that labor is not one to adhere to it.
With this symposium, all is now set for the commemoration of the 2024 Workers' Day on Wednesday, May 1st, 2024. Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
The Ministry of Solid Minerals Development says following the 60 days deadline given to illegal miners, 70 cooperative societies have been formed and will now be integrated into the formal mining industry where royalties can be paid to the federal government. Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, announced this at a 2-day step-down retreat for staff of the ministry in Abuja. The minister, however, notes that illegal miners yet to form cooperatives will face the mines marshals.
We are still employing the persuasive method because some of them are still, some will have some logistics problems of bringing their members together. And we've said that they should come to us if there's anything the ministry can do to, fast track their own process of forming these cooperatives. And they are really doing that. So it's open-ended. However, those who now refuse to toe that line of reasoning, or reason, then we have the kinetic approach, the coercive approach of security. We unleash the security agents on them. And we have been doing that as well. Only last week, the mines marshal that we established, they arrested some people in Abuja here. They arrested some people in Nasarawa. So I've asked them to compile all the details so that we'll push this out to the media so that others will learn that, illegality does not pay.
All right, we join Felicia now in Jos. She has our next set of reports.
Ruth, glad to have you join us in Jos. Plateau State government is revolutionizing farming by providing an enabling environment for food production and create job opportunities for the youths. The State Commissioner for Agriculture, Samson Bugama, said this in Jos while highlighting government's plan for this year's planting season. Ijoma Ozamena reports.
Aside shelter and clothing, food is one of the basic necessities of life. In recognition of this fact, Plateau State government has resolved to make farming more attractive by assisting farmers with farm inputs and create job opportunities for the youths.
The farmer will do the planting, he will do the weeding and all the likes. And all of that is captured on the EOP, and that will be his contribution to the EOP. Okay, the companies that bring the seed will contribute to the EOP, the ones with the fertilizers, the one with the herbicides, the security company, the insurance company, and everything, so that we can be able to do massive commercial production.
In an effort to address food crisis, the state government has acquired over 10,000 hectares of farmlands in Mangu, Bokos, and Kwampan local government areas.
70% of our farmers on the plateau have gotten fertilizers and are waiting for the season. We are currently doing purchases for seeds, for rice, for maize, for sorghum, and all of the others, so that we can be able to subsidize the production process for the people on plateau. And then we are opening crop zones. We are looking at opening crop zones. We want to be able to mark contiguous land.
The commissioner advised farmers to ensure adequate utilization of farm inputs to enhance food production. In Jos, Ijoma Ozemena, NTA News.
In other news, the need for medical laboratory technicians of the Federal College of Veterinary and Medical Laboratory Technology, VELM, to abide by professional ethics in the discharge of their duties came to fore during their induction in Jos. Ijoma Ozamena again reports.
These newly inducted technicians have been certified to be worthy in character and learning and met all criteria of the Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria, Provost, Federal College of Medical and Laboratory Science Technicians. Note that medical laboratory technicians play a significant role in the healthcare sector, and with these new inductees, there will be a significant impact in the field.
Excellence is not accidental. They must be intentional and back it up with action in the right way, imbibing the right advice.
Some of the inductees say they are ready to contribute their quota to the society. Those who excelled in various fields were recognized for their hard work.
And so one thing I really picked up is resilience. Everything is possible. Medical laboratory science is fundamental and critical in that, especially in the health sector.
It's a good profession, and there are most people that don't really know about it. So through us, they can know about it, and those yet to come.
So the lessons I will carry forward is I should stick on my commitment, hard work, and also diligence.
109 graduates were inducted at the ceremony. In Jos, Ijoma Ozemena, NTA News.
We'll take another break. Nationwide continues thereafter in Makurdi with Charles.
That you could stay, and a warm welcome to Makurdi. Let's continue with education sector, where the Nasarawa state government has reiterated its commitment towards making life better for citizens of the state through skills acquisitions to become self-reliant. Governor Abdullahi Sule said this at the graduation of the first set of 160 trainees of the Universal Basic Education Commission, UBEC, Second Chance School in Akwanga local government area of Nasarawa State. Aliu Tijani reports.
The Second Chance School was established by the Universal Basic Education Commission, UBEC, by the immediate past administration of President Muhammadu Buhari to cater for the educational needs of widows, vulnerable persons and after-school children through training in various skills to enable them to become self-reliant in the society. Coordinator of the Second Chance School, Augustina Esson, explained that the graduates have received a rigorous training into different skills of their choice to enable them face the challenges of the contemporary society.
These girls have been taken out of the street and empowered with livelihood skills. These have addressed so many possible vices.
Governor Abdullahi Sule explained that the Second Chance School came at a right time as it is providing opportunity to less privileged widows and vulnerable persons to acquire skills that will better their livelihood.
We have trained you. You should go back and become an employer and train others. If we continue to do it in that manner, then everybody will be trained.
Some of the graduates that spoke appreciated federal and state government for establishing the school.
Well, I know how to make shoe, bag and sell it. Now I'm a businesswoman because of leather work.
As long as Second Chance is concerned, in my home, I no longer buy Vaseline for my children. I make soap by myself. I make medicated soap.
I have learned a lot under the tailoring aspect. At least I can sew all kind of dress, and I'm proud of myself.
The graduates were given cash donations as a starter pack by the state government. Aliu Tijani, NTA News.
Away from education now to security. The need for Nigerian Army officers to update themselves in their respective fields with current and modern practices, among others, is the pivot on which the 4-day Project Inspection Workshop 2024, organized by the Nigerian Army Directorate of Inspections and Compliance, revolved. Blessing Omeche Ebute reports.
The 4-day workshop, with participants drawn from the Army, Navy, Air Force, among others, featured intensive sessions with 13 lectures delivered by various resource persons. Some of the lectures delivered include project management skills, quality assurance and quality control in construction site management, ensuring project success, effective communication and collaboration through project worksheets, among others. Director, Nigerian Army Directorate of Inspection and Compliance, Major General Ibrahim Jallo, appreciated the various resource persons for the lectures and urged the participants to make adequate use of the knowledge acquired in future project monitoring.
I hope all the participants were able to make a proper friendship with the facilitators, as they are also experts in the field at which most 95% of us here are working.
The workshop ended with the presentation of certificates to the various participants. In Makurdi, Blessing Omeche Ebute, NTA News.
Report rounds off our contribution from Makurdi. Ruth Aguele is back to you.
Thank you, Charles. All right, let's bring you sports update.
The Minister of Sports Development, Senator John Eno, has debunked the trending video and petition to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, wherein veteran boxer Bash Adi, a former world boxing champion, alleged that the minister demanded the sum of another $1 million from him to endorse his plan to stage the oldest boxers' fight in Nigeria. Addressing journalists in Abuja, the minister states that Bash Ali's open petition on the president and viral video was targeted at destroying his reputation and integrity.
Bash Ali's desperate and unprovoked withering attack on me is an attack on decency, on honesty, and on integrity. The move to clear my name has just started, and there will be no let up until I achieve this sacred mission. In addition to other remedies under the ambit of the law, I've instructed my lawyer to write Bash Ali demanding an immediate public retraction of his allegations and to render a public apology.
Away from the minister, the Refereeing Development Committee of the Nigerian Football Federation, NFF, has suspended center referee Tijani Usman Majidadi from officiating in the Nigerian Premier Football League. Majidadi incurred the wrath of the committee following his poor handling of the MPFL encounter between Rivers United and Katsina United in Port Harcourt. And finally, Team NNPC has successfully defended their title as the emerged champion of the Nigerian Oil and Gas Industry Games. Ijoma Peter Nwante reports that the week-long event saw 13 different oil and gas industries participated in 13 sports such as swimming, badminton, tennis, table tennis, squash, basketball, among others.
They are not stopping after this tournament. They are continuing because everyone wants to be a champion.
We had expectations which were linked to the theme of the event, which is about fitness and productivity.
The event climaxed with the presentation of medals and trophies to the winners. With Sport Update, Suleiman Musa, NTA News.
We're done with Nationwide. Thank you for your company. Do have a lovely evening. I'm Ruth Aguele. Bye.